Okay, so for step 3, that's why each of these have a 3. How do I know if it's going to be a solid line or a dashed line? Okay. Solid lines on a graph mean that the points on the line can count as part of your solution. So you're going to graph with a solid line if you have an inequality of less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or if it's an equation with the equal sign on it. Okay? So if you have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or an equation with an equal sign, you get to graph using a solid line. Because the solid line means you can put your points on the line as part of the solution. So the dashed line indicates when you cannot use the points on the line as part of your solution. So those are going to be when you have a less than or a greater than inequality. So then for step 4, I told you you had to shade where the solution lies. How do you know where to shade? If your inequality is greater than or equal to or greater than, less than or equal to or less than, that means all of the stuff that falls below the boundary line. Okay, so anything below the boundary line, that is going to be what you shade. If your inequality is greater than or equal to or greater than, then the solution is above the boundary line. Okay? Meaning everything that is greater than your y. So that's why we shade above. And then we're going to do 2 examples. We're going to graph y is greater than x minus 2, and we're going to graph x is greater than negative 1. So example 2, we have y greater than x minus 2. Is this in slope-intercept form? Yeah. I believe on your homework, and don't quote me on it, but I believe they all already are in slope-intercept form. I just put that step just in case they're not, because you should know how to do that, right? So to graph this, what is my y-intercept? Negative 2, so go down 2. What is my slope? 1, so I'm going to go up 1, right 1. And then I always like to do 3 points, and I usually like to go in the opposite direction. So from my intercept, I'm also going to go down 1, left 1. They should still all line up. Okay? Unless you were like way wrong. Now normally with an equation, that would be where we draw the line straight through them and then we're done, yeah? Yeah. Okay. But remember, we have to determine if our line is going to be solid or dashed. Look at our inequality. Is it greater than or equal to? It's just greater than. So that is saying that I cannot use these points as part of my solution. So you're going to do a dashed line on that. So it's just like drawing the regular line. You just have to do it dashed. Do the best you can. So what that means is that all the points that lie on that dashed line do not make this statement true, because the line is where everything is equal. Okay? Step 4 says we have to shade where our solution is, because anything that is, any y's that are greater than x minus 2 make the inequality true. So where are my y's greater than this line? Is it everything above or everything below? Greater than means everything that gets bigger, which is everything above. So you're going to shade everything above. And that shading means any point in the shaded area would make this a true statement. So if I were to pick any coordinate in the shaded area, as long as it is not on the line, and plug it in, it will give you a true statement. That's what it means. Anything in the not shaded area or on the line will give you a false statement. Okay? So the only other one I want to do with you guys is to graph one of our special cases. So look at example 3, x greater than negative 1. What is wrong with this inequality? There's no y. So this only has an x, which means it's only going through the x-axis. So is that a vertical line or a horizontal line? Okay, horizontal is this way, vertical is this way. Which one goes through the x-axis? Guys, This is horizontal. This is vertical. Which one goes through the x-axis?
Vertical.
This is the y-axis. This one is the x-axis. So this is a vertical line going through -1. So you can put a point at -1, but we're going to draw a vertical line. Since this is a greater than, is that going to be a dashed line or a solid line? Dash, because there's no equal to, right? So do a dash vertical line through -1. And we still need to shade the area. So if you have a horizontal line, knowing whether to shade above or below should be easy, right? With the vertical line, it's a little bit trickier because there is no above or below. There's just left and right. So let's think about this. This is saying that all my x's have to be greater than -1. Along the x-axis, which direction are my numbers getting bigger? To the left or to the right?
Right.
To the right. So we're going to shade to the right. Okay? That's it.